Hey guys, it's Ashley, and in today's video we are going to be ranking as many of the characters in the Rick Riordan universe as I can. It only took one request from someone and here we are. I did make a couple of ground rules when deciding on how I was going to do this tier ranking, which I will get into in a minute, but first I would love to say that this video is actually being sponsored by Disney Book Group, so thank you so much, because we are here celebrating the release of the 5th book in the Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan, called The Tower of Nero, which comes out on October 6th. If you don't have plans to reread this series, or at least read it for the first time before the last book comes out, you totally should. I'm actually in the middle of rereading the first one, and by the time this video goes up, I'll actually be in the middle of the second one, or at least I should be. This series is so fun and funny and just such a wild ride, and I just totally recommend you hopping on this, especially because the last book is just so near. You can just fly through the series and finish it. So the story follows the Greek god Apollo, who after the events of the Heroes of Olympus series has actually been cast down from Olympus by Zeus, and he is now a 16-year-old mortal living on Earth who is tasked with reclaiming the 5 oracles in order to retain his godly powers. If you've read Rick Riordan's books, you know Apollo's character in this universe. He is so funny, he's just full of himself and just gives the best of remarks. Plus, what is great about these books is that all of your favorite characters from the last couple of series are back and ready to go, and things are happening, and I'm just so excited to finally be getting to the 3rd and 4th books in my quest to reread this series before the 5th book comes out. I just really want to know what happens now that I'm in the middle of rereading this one. So if you don't already have it on your TBR, add it to your TBR because it's a wonderful series and you should totally read it. Okay, so let me get into some of the ground rules that I have established real quick. I only have 2 of them, I believe. First and foremost, I did not include any of the gods or goddesses except for one person who we will get to when we get to him in this portion of the tier ranking. Just because there are so many demigods as it is, I didn't want to mix them up with the gods, so we just left them out here for now. And the second rule that I have is that certain series, for instance the Magnus Chase series and also the Trials of Apollo, have some characters who you could call like minor characters, I guess, who I just don't remember any of. For that reason, I only included like 5 of the main characters from Magnus Chase, and I only included Apollo and Meg from the Trials of Apollo, just to make it so that I didn't have to rank people that I don't remember what they did. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So you can tell from my ranking list that my tiers are Percy Jackson themed. Let me explain them real quick. So first we've got the Olympian tier, which is pretty self-explanatory. It takes place at the God tier and the normal tier ranking list. Okay, moving on. Then we have Damn Fine, which you get the inside joke. Next we have Blue Food Good, because I mean, what's better than blue food in this universe, am I right? Then your like average tier is gonna be Last Pick for a Quest. Then the bad tier is that poker face casino scene in the Percy Jackson movies. Then the last tier, which is like the trash tier, is Tartarus. Also, I got these pictures from the Rick Riordan website. They don't have names on them, so let's hope that I can determine who is who. Alright, let's go. I am gonna just pick people from random as I recognize their photos, but I am gonna do Percy first. Percy Jackson, my main man. So yeah, Percy is clearly Olympian tier, because that is where he's gonna go. He is amazing, and I love him, and there's not much more I can say about Seaweed Brain. And next, just because, we're gonna do Annabeth, because easy. Also Olympian tier. No questions asked. No explanation necessary, right? Oh, you know who else I'm gonna do? Okay, I realize that some of their faces are cut off here, but I do remember who most of these people are, at least by their portraits. I'm gonna do Sally Jackson, who was not listed as a character on the Rick Riordan website. I had to go and find her portrait. Sally, definitely Olympian tier. She is like, she's there, she is like making that blue food all the time. She's supporting all of them. She's letting her son go off on dangerous quests to save the world. She's amazing. She's just always in the background doing her thing, but if she wasn't, then like everybody would fall apart. It would be a big mess. Like, we need her. We need Sally in our lives. I think next I'm gonna do Chiron, just because I see his face here. I'm gonna put him in Damn Fine. He's great. He's obviously been there since the beginning. I love his cousins or his brothers or whoever, the party ponies. Love them. Actually, there's 2 gods on this list now, I just realized. Him, who's not really a god, but also he kind of is, and Anubis from the Kane Chronicles, who I included in this, which we will get to when we get to that. Anyway, yeah, Chiron is damn fine. He's great. Love the party ponies. Let's move on. It's been so long since I've read some of these books with these characters in them that I'm like honestly kind of forgetting. Okay, we're gonna do Lester, who is Apollo, obviously from Trials of Apollo, and we're gonna do Meg because that's the book that I'm currently reading right now, so I can do those easily. Also, before I rank them, just remember I've only read the first 2 books. So with Lester / Apollo, but I want him as a friend, not in the first book. He is very funny but annoying. Like, it's fun to read about him and his funny remarks and things like that, but would I want to be on a quest with him while he's like all full of himself and everything? No. Maybe like 3rd or 4th book Apollo, who I haven't read yet, maybe I'd like him more. Maybe his character has developed a little bit over time, but first Trials of Apollo, no. I'm gonna put him in Blue Food Good. Obviously he is an Olympian, but like as Lester Papadopoulos, he's just Blue Food Good to me. Meg is really cool. She is a daughter of Demeter. Oh, she has those like the double-bladed like scimitars or whatever you call it. She definitely would not be my last pick for a quest. I mean, she can definitely hold her own. I'm gonna probably have to put her in Blue Food Good as well. Like, she's got some issues in the first book, but like once you get over that, it's like, it's great. Okay, let's just get this one right out of the way. Nico D'Angelo. He is Olympian level for me. He is like, oh my god, he ended up being before Percy. I mean, not wrong there, to be honest. I love Nico. Going into the first book in the Trials of Apollo, seeing him with Will, it's so cute. I love him. I love him as a child. I love him as a teenager. I love him in a relationship. He is everything to me. And similarly, Will Solace, while not Olympian level because I don't have like that attachment to him, he is damn fine. Will Solace is damn fine. I guess we should probably finish like the Percy Jackson Heroes of Olympus before we move on to Magnus Chase or the Kane Chronicles, just to make things easy. Let's go with Leo Valdez. Leo was one of the characters that was introduced in The Lost Hero. Not a lot of people, when that book first came out, I don't think really liked it because it didn't follow like Percy and the normal like demigods and stuff. I absolutely loved that book. I loved being able to follow different demigods. I loved not really knowing what was happening, but then at the end having things sort of come together. It was so good, and Leo was just like, he's my favorite. I love him so much. Does he stack up next to like Percy and Annabeth? Yes, he does. So we're gonna put him in the Olympian tier, except not at the front. Wait, can we put him in the back? There we go. In the same vein, Piper. Piper is amazing. Piper's a daughter of Aphrodite. While she doesn't think that she can do much with her abilities because her mother is just the goddess of love, she realizes that there's a lot more that she can do, and she plays a really big role in Heroes of Olympus. I love her so much, but she's honestly not my like absolute favorite character. So I'm just gonna have to put her in Blue Food Good, to be honest. She's like a character who I love when I read, but she's never the first person that I think of when I think of the series. And so while we're talking about Piper, we might as well just finish up the first trio of the first book, and that means Jason. Jason gets a lot of flack. He plays a big role. He's supposed to be like Percy's opposite in the Heroes of Olympus because he's the like sort of leader of sorts of Camp Jupiter, and Percy is the leader of sorts of Camp Half-Blood. But during the Heroes of Olympus, 90% of what he did was just passing out or fainting or falling out of the sky and like stupid stuff. And people always make fun of him for that. So I don't want to say that he's Blue Food Good because I actually like Piper more than I like him. So I'm honestly gonna have to put him just in like the average like last pick for a quest kind of thing. Because like if I were going on a quest with somebody and I picked him, I wouldn't want that person to like just be passing out all the time. Okay, so I guess we'll do Frank next because he's kind of like second on this list. And also we're moving through the Heroes of Olympus characters pretty quickly. Frank was one of those characters who I didn't much like at the beginning of the series of Heroes of Olympus, and then the more that it went on, the more that we learned more about his character, his family, things like that, it kind of like developed into sort of like a love of Frank. I really do love him. Got like this whole side to his family on the non like demigod god side sort of thing that that has like this shape-shifting history and stuff that you learn about, which is so cool. Let's talk about Hazel before I place him. So Hazel is really cool too. She plays such a big role in the Heroes of Olympus. She starts off really like meek and shy and like doesn't really want to show her power because, you know, she's a daughter of Pluto, which is basically Hades. But by the end, she's like such a badass. I love her. So I'm gonna say, let's put Hazel in Damn Fine and we're gonna put Frank in Blue Food Good. That's what I'm feeling. Coach Hedge. Coach Hedge is wonderful. You know, the whole book has like comedic relief throughout, but he's like one of the main sources of it. He's so great. And at the point that we're at now, you like learn that he has a kid and they're so cute. But at the same time, he doesn't rank as highly for me as some of the other like demigods and things. So I'm gonna have to put him in last pick for a quest. I'm sorry. I really love him. I do. But he's just like that average sort of character for me. Next up, let's do a character that I am a little less than fond of, and that is Octavian. Or at least I'm pretty sure this is Octavian. He's got a stuffed animal, he's got a toga on. We're gonna say it's Octavian. So, not a fan, don't really like him. But do I remember enough of what happened in the Heroes of Olympus to be able to put him in Tartarus? Yeah, why not? Okay, I'm pretty sure that this character is Reyna. And Reyna is damn fine. I love her. I love what she did. Do I remember a lot of it? Not really. Love Reyna. That's all I'm gonna say. So next up we have Bianca D'Angelo. Bianca only appeared in The Titan's Curse in the Percy Jackson series, as you know if you've read the books. She is Nico's brother, and she made some decisions that I did not really agree with. Like, I get why she did it, and her, like, she was very noble in that, but at the same time, you just, like, left behind your brother, man. Without what she did, they wouldn't have been able to, like, move forward. But at the same time, she just, like, left Nico all alone and was, like, the reason as to why he, like, went off the deep end in the Percy Jackson series. So just because of the hurt that she put Nico through, I am putting her in last pick for a quest. I appreciate what she did, but I don't appreciate the effect that it had on Nico. So there we go. Then we have Calypso, who I know makes a bigger appearance in the second book in the Trials of Apollo series. She's in the Percy Jackson series. I'm pretty sure she's in Heroes of Olympus because that's when Leo meets her. Before I read the Trials of Apollo, the second book, I probably would have put her in last pick for a quest or Poker Face Casino Scene because I just don't really care about her that much. But now that I've read the second book, The Trials of Apollo, I'm gonna put her in Blue Food Good because I actually really like her. Not much more to say about that. Oh, Charles Beckendorf. Charles, you are damn fine, my friend. I love you to death. Love you. Mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay, Clarice LaRue. Clarice, you are last pick for a quest, my friend. It's kind of like an average character. I appreciate her, appreciate what she's done, but at the same time, I'm just like, not my favorite. She definitely has like a character arc in a way in the Percy Jackson series, which I really do like, but never ended up becoming a big fan. Grover, oh my god, Grover. Oh man, this is so hard. Do I put him in Olympian? Do I put him in Damn Fine? I think he's gonna go in Damn Fine. I mean, there's not much more you can say. He is Percy's best friend. He, you know, did so much in the Percy Jackson series, and I know that we meet him again in the Trials of Apollo. So yeah, I love him. Can't wait to see him again. That's all I can say. I'm pretty sure that this character is Ethan Nakamura, if that's what his last name was. I honestly don't remember. I remember, like, what he did, and I remember that he wasn't great, so we're just gonna like put him in. Actually, was he misled though? He didn't start a full-out war, but also he like wasn't the best character, so I don't know. We're just gonna put him in Tartarus and be done with it. Next up is Juniper, who is Grover's girlfriend, who's super cute and I love her, but she doesn't get a whole lot of like book screen time, if that makes sense. So because of that, I'm just gonna put her in last pick for a quest. I don't really have an opinion of her. She's just kind of average. Luke Castellan. Okay. Okay, so Luke I'm going to put in Poker Face Casino Scene. I really liked that we hated him for most of the book, and then only toward the end did we find out like his backstory, and you know, he has like that history with Annabeth and Talia and everything like that, and it's just so hard to like truly hate him. I can't put him in Tartarus, but I can put him in the Poker Face Casino Scene. Rachel Elizabeth Dare is one of my favorites because she's just so like nobody really suspects her of anything. The way that she and Percy meet in the first or the third book, I think it is, so great. I love their meeting. I love everything. I'm gonna put her in Damn Fine because I actually really like her. Her family's rich. She doesn't give a shit about it. It's wonderful. Talia, I love her. I love her so much. She is damn fine as well. She's not Olympian level for me, surprisingly, but I still love her. She is so badass, the way that she's described, the outfits that she wears, her attitude, like she is amazing. She's one of my faves, but not like one of my faves, if that makes sense. I have no idea who, oh, this is Selena Beauregard. Oh. I think she's gonna go in Poker Face Casino Scene. I don't hate her, but I also don't like her for what she did, so that's all I'm gonna say. Zoe Nightshade is wonderful. I feel like Zoe doesn't get enough credit for what she did in book 3, and she's gonna go in Blue Food Good for me. The last character in the Percy Jackson books that like he's in is Tyson, who I always forget about because he's just one of those characters who like, he was in the Sea of Monsters, and then from then on he just like kind of comes and goes and that kind of thing, so sometimes I forget about him. I really like him. I like that he's like super sweet and like innocent, but like he's also like battle ready and like a warrior when he needs to be. So I think I'm gonna put him in Blue Food Good. I love Tyson. I love him. Every time he comes up I'm just like, I love him so much. I love that he calls the hippocampi the ponies. Oh my god. Oh, it makes me want to reread it already. So because I read the Kane Chronicles so recently, I'm actually going to do Magnus Chase first so that I can just kind of like blow through it real quick and be done, because I don't really remember a whole lot of what happened in Magnus Chase. It's bad. I really should know because I read the stupid books, but I don't remember a whole lot. I actually had to do a lot of like Googling about the characters to like remind myself what happened. So we're gonna do these real quick. First up we have Blitzen, who is the dwarf that Magnus lives with when he's homeless in the beginning of the story, and he like follows him through the books. I remember that he loves fashion. He wants to create his own fashion label and that kind of thing. And also that when he and Hearthstone met, he made this like custom tanning bed because Hearth can only be in the light and he can only be in the dark. Otherwise like bad things happen to them because elf and dwarf. So he's super nice. He's super sweet. He is just like so loyal and I love him to death. Do I love him more than Hearthstone? For some reason I just have this like really soft spot in my heart for Hearthstone. Okay, I'm gonna put Blitz in Blue Food Good. Actually no. Okay, Blitzen is gonna go in Damn Fine. Hearth is gonna go in Olympian. I love Hearthstone so much. He has such a like tragic backstory. Just thinking about it like makes me sad. He is a deaf and mute elf. So he knows ASL or Alfheim Sign Language, which is just American Sign Language, but they call it Alfheim Sign Language. He does magic, and plus he always wears that candy cane striped scarf the whole book, no matter what time of the day it is or whatnot, and I really like that about him because if I could wear a scarf all day every day I would, but I can't, but it's because it's like a million degrees outside. So props to you, Hearth. Props to you. Next up we've got Magnus Chase. He started off homeless. He had kind of like a rough childhood when he saw his mom die. He knows ASL because he's friends with Hearth, and so that's really nice. And also he really likes falafel, which is wonderful. I love falafel, so anybody who likes falafel is just like automatically like up here on my list. I'm having such a hard time because with like main characters, like Percy's so easy. Like he's just Olympian. He's great. He's wonderful. Magnus, I love him to death, but is he like Olympian to me? Not really. He doesn't really have like a soft spot in my heart. He's not like somebody that I look on fondly, like that kind of thing. So honestly, he's just gonna go in Damn Fine, Blue Food Good. Damn Fine, Blue Food Good. No, he's gonna go in Blue Food Good. I appreciate him, I love him, but he's not one of my all-time faves. Okay, now Alex Fierro, on the other hand, oh, Olympian level. I can't even like explain how much I love Alex. I'm not even gonna go and try to explain it to you. I just love Alex and I'm just gonna leave it like that. Samira Al-Abbas is a badass. She's going in nope, why is she in blue food? She's going in damn fine. No other way to describe it. No other way to explain it. She's so great. She's a Valkyrie. She does have a betrothed, which is like one of the funnier points of the story when like he finds out what she is and she's like, oh my god, I have to tell him that this world exists and stuff like that. It's great. I love her. She's just constantly up for a fight and is just so loyal, and she's love her so much. Next up we have Jack, who is the sword of summer, who's just Magnus's sword. I'm including him as a character because he talks. That's it. He's so funny. I actually forgot that his name was Jack until I like Googled the sword just to double check and like refresh my memory a little bit, and that made me remember that his name was actually Jack, the sword of Sumerbrander. Anyway, I love Jack. Jack is gonna go in blue food good for me with Magnus. They're one and the same. Okay, and so finally we've gotten to the Kane Chronicles. I'm just gonna kind of like go through these really quickly because I just recently read the books and they're fresh in my mind. So Carter is going, oh god, this is actually hard now. I kind of want to put him in last pick for a quest, but I won't. I will put him in blue food good. I do appreciate him. I like him. Let's move on. Then we have Anubis, who I have differing opinions of. For one, he's described as being really good looking, and he's like kind of like really nice and sweet in the story, who I really love. Also, he's the god that I added in here, but if you've read this series, then like you know why I added him in here. But at the same time, he's kind of like 5,000 years old and he fell for a 12-year-old, so how do I feel about that? Not great, but will I get over it? Probably, because it's just the book. Anubis, for your good looks, you're gonna be in blue food good. I just gotta put it out there. Next we have Khufu. Khufu is the baboon who is in this story. Yes, I have added him in this video. How could I not? I love Khufu. Khufu and Philip of Macedonia. I love them both together. They are gonna go in blue food good as well. I love them. They are just, every time that he would come up and he would just start being like, you know, saying his egg, or whatever, and he would end up saying like a full sentence that like somebody would translate. It was so funny to me. So yeah, Khufu is blue food good. Meanwhile, Sadie Kane, Sadie, my girl is Olympian level. She is wonderful. Love her to death. A sassy British 12-year-old is just everything that I want in this story. Then we have Walt Stone. You love Walt, and then you hate him for keeping secrets, and then you just feel bad for him 90% of the time, and then you love him again. No, actually, then I was confused a little bit, and then I loved him again by the end. So Walt, I'm gonna also put in blue food good. Honestly, I think most of these characters are gonna end up just being good for me, except for Zia. Zia is wonderful. She is also gonna go in damn fine because I actually really love Zia. Granted, she was like in a coma the first book and most of the second, but when she got out of that coma, she was wonderful. Even like the parts that you saw in the first book that like weren't really her, still wonderful. I love her. She's a badass. She has lots of magic. She does cool stuff. She is just all around an awesome character. So those are all of the Percy Jackson characters that I have included in this list. Honestly, when I make tier ranking videos like this, I don't put a whole lot of thought into where I'm ranking these characters for the video, just because I don't want it to be so long. So some of these might honestly just been like my first opinion, but the more that I think about it, the more that I remember things, I'll be like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. But for now, this is where things stand, and honestly, I feel pretty good about it. And now before we go, it's time for bonus round, the Greek god edition. First we have Aphrodite, who is annoying, so she's gonna go in last pick for a quest. Then we have Ares, who sucks, who is in Tartarus. Then we have Athena, who is my fave, and she would be my godly parent if I were in this world. Then we have Poseidon, who's cool because he's just kind of like a dad with a giant trident, which is awesome. Then we have, who is this, Hera, who can also be in Tartarus for causing the entirety of the Heroes of Olympus to even occur. Then we have, who is this, Hephaestus. Hephaestus, you're Leo's father, so you're gonna go in blue food good because I appreciate you for that. Who is this? This is Demeter. Demeter, I mean, food, but also, like, I don't really care about you. Then we have Zeus, who's just really annoying and just kind of, like, power hungry and, like, also, like, thinks he's better than everyone else just because he's, like, the god of gods, which, like, I get, but also, like, no boy. So you're just poker face casino scene for me. Then we have Hades, who, honestly, I really like, so you're gonna be in blue food good because I appreciate you. Apollo is damn fine. Apollo as the god is damn fine. Apollo as Lester is just blue food good for me. Don't know why. Don't ask questions. I'm not going to try to explain this to you. This is just how it is in my head. Who is this? This is Artemis. Artemis is awesome. Artemis is damn... No, Artemis is damn fine. Actually, no. Artemis is Olympian level. I love Artemis. She is wonderful. She's a badass. She turns into a little girl and she has a warrior clan people that fight for her. I love her. And also Dionysus, Mr. D, aka Stanley Tucci with a leopard shirt. Honestly, Olympian level for me because of the number of times that he says Peter Johnson on purpose in the books. And there we have it! Okay everyone, hopefully this video will not be like 45 minutes long, and I apologize in advance if it is, but that is my tier ranking video. There's so many characters in this universe. I didn't include even all of them that I could have, and so that just goes to show you how much Rick Riordan has written and how much you should really get into this world if you haven't already. It's wonderful and it's brought me nothing but joy since I started reading, so highly recommend. Before I go, I just wanted to remind everybody that the Tower of Nero, which is the 5th book in the Trials of Apollo series, will be coming out on October 6th, so please make sure to pre-order, pick up your copy, do whatever you want, plan to get it. Catch up on this series if you haven't already, like I am. It's wonderful so far. I definitely do not regret doing this, and I'm super excited to make it through the final few books to finally get to that last one. I did hear that this is going to be the last installment in the Percy Jackson world from Rick Riordan, which is so sad to me, but also is like very like a bittersweet happy ending. So I'm hoping that everything will turn out okay in the last book. And yeah, I'm just really excited for it. And I hope you guys are too. So guys, I think that is going to be it for this video. If you want to follow me on any of my socials, all my links and handles are in the description below. Thank you once again to Disney Book Group for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye!